Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Well, my name is Stephen. I'm the curator for the coming, which is if for today, if you watch our this video, the auction is happening tomorrow. And today, this afternoon, we will have a special preview from 2:30 to 5 at our M&B Art Center in Quail City Mall, Jalan Sultan Ismail, Kuala Lumpur. Well, I'm sure that not everyone can make it to the special preview. Therefore, I purposely want to create this video to share it about my understanding and my point of view for collectors or new collectors, and I'm also taking this opportunity to promote Straits Chinese heritage. Right, the auction is happening tomorrow. Right, that is our 15th auction. You can bid online. You can also register to come on site by holding the bidder card and bid for it. We have in total 89 items, and the catalog is here. You can at any time drop by, register ourselves, and get a copy of this. So without further ado, I would like to start my sharing with my fellow followers as well as collectors, or maybe new collectors moving forward. Alright, why are we talking about Straits Chinese antique? It is very one of a kind, and it's very unique for the Malaysian culture, or as well as covering Singapore, as at one time we were together. And for the Straits Chinese antique culture, it was very rich during the late 19th century and early 20th century. The culture make us proud. And further is the color. Let me show you in front of you that this piece, that is one of the starlord which I like it very much, based on the combination of color. Right, as you can see from the border, it's olive green, and the ground color is turquoise. Basically, the color combination is very impressive to me, especially for this piece, with a combination of peony and also butterfly. So I hardly come across this combination of colors. And the unique point of Straits Chinese antique is very colorful. Right? You know, in China, back then, during the late 19th, 20th century, color is an expensive element. And color is mostly for the imperial. So therefore, if you are able to have any time to visit any museum in China, and you look at the colorful stuff that display at the Palace Museum, or in Shanghai Museum, or in Guangzhou Museum, colorful porcelain are mostly imperial ware, and it is expensive. So only the imperial court that afforded to actually put money to colorize the entire item, and as it is for the imperial ware. So when it comes to Nanyang, you know, Nanyang is for the south side. For China people, they call it Nanyang to our place. Nanyang is mostly covered Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, as well as Philippines. Right, so that at the time we call Nanyang. So many of the Chinese migrated to Nanyang, especially to Malaya and Singapore, because at the time we were governed by the British government under the famous Straits Settlement. So most of the Chinese are settled around the Straits Chinese area, and mostly covering Penang, Malacca, and Singapore. And the making of porcelain is also a very important part. I'll show you a little bit more later on. Of course, the legacy inheritance. as a Chinese nowadays, and not only Chinese, but as a Malaysian, don't ever forget that Malaysian is made up of few races, especially Malay, Chinese, and Indian. And Chinese contributed a lot in terms of the economy and also enriched the culture of the entire Malaysia. So you can see the very enriched Peranakan Baba and culture, Baba and Nyonya culture, which is very unique in this part of the world. And many Chinese currently in China, they also have no idea about this, because the antique in Chinese in China in the community wear is mostly very single color or very plain color. Only those colorful items that they call it imperial wear, they only recognize the imperial wear, that is made of colorful elements for the imperial court. So they don't really recognize the Straits Chinese item, although the making is as exquisite as compared to the imperial wear. So the legacy inheritance is very important to us as a Malaysian, Straits Chinese, and even for the entire Malaysia. We are not what we are today without what our generations, the older generation that they came to Malaysia, and also those who were originally from Malaysia, they built the entire nation. So collecting a piece of Straits Chinese antique is actually collecting the journey, the history, the footstep of our Straits Chinese. Now, Straits Chinese item, the main element is femuros. And femuros, the very important element is glassy white. The very important element and make femuros very beautiful is the glassy white. As you can see, most of the Straits Chinese antique, the drawing of peony on any other important elements, especially peony, you can see it's a mixture of color from darker to brighter color. It shows you not just a plain color, but it shows you a bit of 3D, right? That make the entire artistic view of the drawing. So this is a very unique element of femuros glassy white that made up to a 3D view. Now, as you can see here, that the femuros actually invented at the very early Qing dynasty, 200 over years ago. Actually, it invented during the late Kangxi dynasty, the famous Kangxi dynasty. And femuros is not color, but it's a technique. As I show you just now, it is the glassy white that mix into color to make it a wonderful, beautiful femuros. As you can see and witness from the femuros item, especially from Straits Chinese antique. As I said, that blue and white, if you come across any blue and white is normally going through a burning process of only one time. When the item, the soil dried, and when the shade was made, the color of blue were painted, and then it was sent to the kiln for firing process only one time to become a finished product. But for femuros, it takes twice, right, to become a finished product, a twice firing process. Therefore, it makes it very unique and valuable, because making of femuros item, porcelain, is not easy, right, as compared to blue and white item. Now let's come back to this round, the auction tomorrow. So I'm going to highlight and explain and share with you some of the important, in fact every Straits Chinese antique is important to us, right? So I'm going to share with you what we're going to have in this round auction, and it's still not too late to register yourself to become a bidder, to bid for it. You can bid online at www.besttobid.com, as well as dropping by our MBR Center at Q City Mall. Now you see, this time we have a number of these blue and white items, right? They are also from the late 19th century to early 20th century. Now you are bidding a piece of heritage. Although blue and white is not unique among the Straits Chinese or the Peranakan culture, but it was used very commonly in many Straits Chinese or the local Chinese back then, right? So it is still a witness to the history of Straits Chinese. So it's not expensive. It's actually very good to collect some of the blue and white pieces, whether you can use it by your own and you can frame it, display it, or you can give it to your next generation. Let them remember our journey as a Straits Chinese toward a Malaysian today, right? And 100 over years antique, and the price is very affordable. I strongly encourage bidders to collect the blue and white as well as family rose item. Now, and you can also witness some of the blue and white items that are more upper class, like the above one on top of this the lot 31. As you can see here, some of the special design drawing of elements toward the porcelain item, especially like lingzhi, right? Lingzhi ware, right on top of this the photo. At the lower side, you can see this lot 25. This is a kamcheng. It's not very unique in the blue and white kamcheng, but you can see the drawing is pretty unique in a way, as you can see the drawing of the undersea creatures like fish and so on, right? So I have seen it first time in this auction. So it is good to collect a piece of this kamcheng from blue and white. Alright, let me move on and share with you more of what we have. Alright. Okay, see, is this Straits Chinese or is this the so-called Nyonya ware? You know, this is a pale blue ground, very giant plate, right? And consists of two black dragon drawing and lotus that was drawn in black color, and you can see that the border is yellow color. When combine these few color elements, you can see a very beautiful piece of artwork. From my observation, the center part of this piece with a pale blue and dragon, a black dragon, and the flower of lotus painted in white and black is actually the Ta Yajai style, right? Some of the Ta Yajai items are actually painted in this manner, right? If you have the time, I suggest you to drop by to our art center to take a closer look. This piece is a very beautiful piece. The making is never easy for Straits Chinese antique, especially when it is with a full color item. And yellow is one of the top class color element of Straits Chinese antique. as well as imperial wear, because yellow represents imperial, right? So personally, I think that this piece is very well painted and drawn with a very senior master. Well, from this auction, you can also come across a very unique and classic femoros spoons that you can see the very classic elements such as phoenix, peony, and 8 Buddhist emblems. Right? Don't waste the opportunity to keep one of them. As I show you the lot number here directly, you can go to bestnewbie.com, click at the online event, and search at this lot. It is very good collecting these pieces that come with important element of Straits Chinese. Now this one is very interesting. Is actually Straits Chinese design of a vase with 2 blue lion dog side by side, and you can also see peony and phoenix. But it is not a typical flying phoenix or standing phoenix, but it is flying down from the sky, and you can see the tails covering the entire neck of the vase. You know, it's flying down very strongly towards the peony and the flower creatures. So this is, to me, a very unique drawing. You see, to me, this is Straits Chinese item, but it is white base, right? If it is painted with color, be it turquoise, be it green or pink, it is actually a typical Straits Chinese antique. It's worth collecting this piece. And this is Canton ware, right? Canton ware are also widely used during the Straits Chinese era. And a very important part of this piece is actually, it is a complete set. Right, a complete set of sauce dishes, you may call it, or it can be a tip piece or a small food dishes. Is a complete dishes set of this Canton ware that also widely used by Straits Chinese and local Chinese during the late 19th to early 20th century. And what is best is it comes with a box, a wooden box, right? So don't miss out collecting, or place a bid for this lot. And this one actually is very interesting, not too big, but it's actually a movable makeup box that comes with some drawers and mirror. This one was consigned from Straits Chinese family, right? This piece witnessed the entire Nyonya culture. As you know, Nyonya will probably bring along this piece of movable, makeup box that come with many drawers that can keep their rings, the makeup stuff, comb, so on, and also the skin, wear and all that. So it is really worth collecting, and it is made of the wood. Yumu, in Chinese we call yumu. It is a real witness of the Straits Chinese, especially for our Nyonya. Worth collecting it. Well, this is a very classic white ground, the white ware, where you always see the 2 pheasants that flying around the flowers, and you can see that the border are actually covering with 8 Buddhist emblems. This is a very classic example of Straits Chinese antique that used widely by the prominent Straits Chinese family. And of course, these 2 pieces of chupu, a very classic, unique example of the nyonya wear, right? If you call it nyonya wear, yes, this is nyonya wear, right? And at the bottom you see a lime green nyonya wear, and at the top is a lighter blue. Lighter blue I never came across, right? During my history of conducting Straits Chinese antique auction. Now I came across during my very inaugural auction of Straits Chinese, where we consigned a darker blue, right? A dark blue, right, of this chupu. And a very classic example of this chupu is actually panel, pink inner, and you can see peony and phoenix, right? So this lighter blue is really very much sought after among the collectors. I strongly encourage, don't miss it, because it's very hard to come by for a brown chupu, of course, as well as the lime green ground chupu. Alright, this is a bigger piece of this was used to be auctioned by Christie's, I think back in 1994, something like that, right, in Singapore. The drawing was very exquisite. It came from the very skillful master, right? And you can see the egg Buddhist emblem among the border of the cover, as well as the border, the neck border of the body, right? You can see that due to the shortfall from the firing process, can see that the pink color are not so well blended, among the cover as well as the body, right? So this is, if you have a chance to have a closer look at it, this piece is a very masterpiece that produced by a top master in Zhejiang. Next, of course, is lotus this offering this is always very artistic if you ask me, because if you ask me, right, with the border, the edge that showcasing the lotus petal are very artistic, you ask me. This one you can also see that at similar to the one I showed you just now, the vase, it is also a flying down phoenix, a very strong, open wing, right, flying down phoenix with a one very big peony. So this is a very exquisite piece to be collected. Well, this is not a normal, a simple piece at all. For today, if you manage to find this shape of this, it's more towards salad this, right? If not soup this, right? So our great grandfathers, they are really having good enjoyment, in enjoying the Western food, right? As you know, our unique culture actually comprises of the element of English, element, Chinese, local element as well. So it is extremely unique, right? So this shape also first time, pertama kali that we came across this plate, right? This we call it a soup dish. This one of a kind, right? Never came across before. And at the back, you see, of course, the chop there, and the ring, the imperial ring chop mark, and also you see from the four season flowers, very well depicted at the back of the plate. I don't think you should miss this piece, right? You came across all kind of dishes and plates, but not this shape that is mainly catering for nowadays is soup dish, or if not salad. Enjoy, my friend. Well, I have explained so well about this piece, right? So don't ever miss this piece. A very unique combination of turquoise, inner ground, and as well as this olive green with Buddhist emblem, flying butterfly, and peony. It's totally a masterpiece. Well, this one is not normal, and it's never a usual piece, and it never strange to many collectors, and this is one of the very unique prominent family pan surname dish. We've gone through many design of Straits Chinese antique. You always can rely on the perfect drawing, perfect blend of color in this family surname, family commission pieces, right? So this is from probably a very prominent tycoon or pan family. You should never miss this piece. Well, I've seen some bidding already, but tomorrow is the last day. You still have chance to go for it. Well, wine warmer, right, is always unique, rare, limited in the market, right? And this time we found a complete set, and this is lime green ground, lime green ground with inner panel, pink and peony. Is a complete set, matching set, with the wine glass. Some pieces you can see are not complete, sometimes without wine glass, but this one a complete set. So I don't think you should miss it. To make yourself a complete person in collecting a Nyonya ware and enjoying a prestigious life of our Straits Chinese tycoon. Well, this again a very classic example of this incense burner. This piece I recommended to collectors, because even for new collectors, because this piece, there are many maker producers in detergent to offer for the Straits Chinese family, but this piece I think it came from one of the best master, right? Come to us, come to if you have time, it's still not too late. Today 2:30 we have our special preview 2 to 5, and I want to take care of every collectors, new and old, right? I also want to give educational series to everyone, to promote. I take it as my mission to promote Straits Chinese culture. So therefore I take this opportunity at this moment, right? When I do this recording is 12:37, right? And just 2 hours to go to our special preview. But I just take this opportunity to do a recording to showcase to those who are not able to come today, as well as for the convenience for all the collectors, new and old, right? So I personally recommend this piece as, you must like the art, the art part, the drawing of how, 100 over years ago, why they can draw so well, like drawing a nice painting. And not only that, it gone through 2 times of firing process and come out with this perfect piece. It's never easy at all. You can draw so well, but after firing process, it became another piece, another shape or so. So this is a piece to be collected. Next one, right? Well, this piece, don't forget to look at the right upper corner. This piece is lot 78. Every piece that I have showcased here, they are not the only pieces that you should be collected, but due to the time constraint that I only pick some pieces to explain. There are still many pieces for collecting for this auction, and still not too late. The auction is tomorrow. If you can't make it on site, you can bid online. This piece I also first time that I have consigned with a white, a big, probably for soup, bowl right, for this olive green. Very nice piece, very nice piece. I can show you right here inside the catalog. Come today to collect this catalog, and this really the peony, well painted, and the surrounding well depicted, the peony as well as the turquoise ground, outer, and also Buddhist emblem inner and outer of the bowl. This 光绪年字 is from the 光绪 year, right? And then inner center is crane. Crane mean for longevity and still can fly well, so strong, right? Next one, ladies and gentlemen, first time ever, if you can tell me that you have this piece, I will respect you very much. And this piece, the same design, you can find it in the important museum of Beijing as well as Taipei, right? It's not for Kamcheng itself, but the entire drawing surrounding this piece, I can tell you, is as good as imperial wear design, right? I can assure you this piece was painted, was a masterpiece by an imperial master. I repeat, imperial skillful master. Don't believe in me. If you do not believe in me, you can actually take a look at some of the research that we have done, that you see these are those pieces that actually display in the National Museum in China as well as Taipei Palace Museum. The drawing are very close to what you see now a Kamcheng. No, this is a masterpiece, not only a museum grade, it's more than just a museum grade. Of course, it has a very important imperfection, right, of the very serious crack. However, it's not about the crack, right? When we say museum grade, it's not because it's perfect, then it becomes museum grade. Go visit the important museum, Great Britain Museum, Beijing Museum, Taipei Museum, right? The museum grade means that it is one of a kind, right? Even it has some imperfection, you cannot find it anymore anywhere else. If you have one, congratulations, you have a masterpiece out of a masterpiece. So I strongly recommend to put this under your prominent collection, especially for the prominent collector in the world. Alright, so now this piece also turquoise border, and if I'm not mistaken, this one should be olive green. Yup, olive green. Yes, olive green. This piece is olive green. A cup, but a bigger size of cup. I can see also the turquoise ground border, and also the olive green ground and peony as well. So this piece worth collecting. Don't miss it. You have a mark here of 光绪年字. Right, next one also very hard to come by. As usual, Buddhist emblem, 4 season colors, crane, 4 season flowers, 8 Buddhist emblems. You see the border of yellow and pink ground. Very important collection that you should not miss it. This piece, yes, this piece nice, right? This one is very difficult to come by. As I said before, that yellow is the top class, the number one color, right, in Straits Chinese item as well as imperial wear. So needless to say, you will take this home, right? A chupu, not mini but bigger than mini, right? So don't miss this opportunity to bring home an imperial style of wear. Of course, this one Chong Chai. You know Chong Chai, right? As you can hear the name Chong. Chong is very strong. You know, you put a very strong color and double the color. You know, thick color, ground. Therefore, they call Chong Chai. So Chong Chai, I believe back then, those collectors, they wanted, not the collectors, I think the prominent family, you know, the tycoon, that they wanted to use, they wanted to live as good as what, you know, the imperial rare, you know, the king or the emperor was doing, right? So, you know, this is very, very expensive back then. A Chong Chai, you know, a double color, you know, a thick color ground, and you know, painted the entire piece. This is what the king do, right? They want the most expensive color, the most expensive pieces. Therefore, you come across Chong Chai. Chong Chai is also very rare, limited to come by. So this piece, we have only two pieces. This one you see bowl. I think next one you see a plate, right? It is very important color to collect. And Chong Chai doesn't only come toward the family rose, but also Fa Lang Chai, right? Enamel is imperial color. Enamel was, you know, the family rose was invented with the concept of the old color such as Wu Chai and also enamel. Enamel was imperial exclusive, but because enamel was so expensive, then even the imperial court, they slowly faded them out and used this family rose. Family rose, beautiful and also less costly, right, compared to this enamel. You must collect a bowl and a plate to make it complete, right, for this Chong Chai. And this piece also inside out, you know, inner and outer, right? I suppose if it is painted auto pink inner, it will be even much more sky high, but this one very good enough. You get a pair, right, and with 4 season flowers and the rest. This is very worth collecting. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have shared with you some of the highlight of this auction. I hope you'll take this opportunity to drop by and start collecting. You know, I don't give any discrimination towards any of the Straits Chinese antique. They are all important to us, right? As the descendant, as the grand, you know, children and sons of our Straits Chinese, right? That they, you know, our journey will not be easy without them. So therefore, you see me introducing all kind of Straits Chinese, where even some you call it Nanyang, some are not so Straits Chinese. I would say that they are all utilized by the Straits Chinese family back then. You know, they even produce from Jingdezhen as well. Some are more so-called Nyonya style, some are more Straits Chinese style, but they are still very precious, as I have shared with you. Don't forget some of the important that I've shared with you, like Chong Chai, very colorful, and Kam Cheng, and very great combination of color, and also don't forget some that I have not introduced to you because due to the time constraint. We have the globular and cylindrical teapot as well, and I sincerely hope to see you later on at 2:30 today, but I must tell the time because this video can be watched over and over again. And today is 1st of July, and at 2:30 we'll have a special preview. There are some Nyonya food to cater for our collectors, right? There's no new and old. Please come to enjoy together this Straits Chinese culture and inheritance. And for those who are planned to actually are not able to come, I know it's a long holiday. You enjoy the Hari Raya Haji and you may be overseas, please register to bid online, right? So I hope to see you. Let's hope for a very successful auction tomorrow. My name is Steven Soon. I'm the curator for Straits Chinese Antique Auction, as well as the COO from MNP Auctioneers Central Tenab Berhad. Thank you and see you again.